Hello, learners. I'm Deborah Amma Benson, a teacher trainee and level 100 student at Fosu College of Education, a proud home economics student. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And this audio is about a topic under English Language Studies 1. And at the end of this lesson, I'll entreat my students to be able to understand what we are coming to learn, give an examples of it too. The topic for this lesson today is word classes. Word classes. And the subtopic is nouns. Definition of word class. The classification of words into their various parts of speech is referred to as a word class, or is the grammatical arrangement of words in their various parts of speech. Nouns, verb, adjective, adverbs, etc. are all examples under word classes. Under word classes, we have criteria there. And these criteria are 1. Looking at the meaning of the word. 2. Looking at the form of the word. 3. Looking at the position of the word in a sentence. And word classes are classified into two, which are the major word class and the minor word class. And our focus on today is about the major word classes. Major word classes are also known as open classes. They are referred to as open classes because they accept new members. They undergo some morphological change by adding inflection surface to change their form from one class to another. For example, by adding er to the verb teach, it becomes teacher, which is a noun. So learners, our topic for today's lesson is nouns. Nouns. A noun is a naming word. It names person, places, animals, things that are objects, actions, quality or state, inactions that are feelings, thoughts, emotions. So we can denote noun as concrete objects and abstract entities. Example of concrete objects: car, table, sugar, pen, goat, girl, etc. Examples of abstract nouns: we have beauty, anger, sickness, virtues, etc. Nouns can also be put into singular nouns and plural nouns. An example under the singular nouns, we have cat, house, boys. And making these examples plural, you have to add s to it, which will make it cats, house, boys. And under nouns, we have kinds of nouns. Kinds of nouns. A noun may be proper, common, collective, abstract, or compound. And today's lesson, we will explain all the kinds of nouns with an examples. 1. We will start with proper nouns. A proper noun refers to a specific person, place, or thing. It begins with a capital letter. For example, a proper noun that refers to people include John, George, Gideon, Amma, Audrey, and many others. And two, proper nouns that refers to geographical locations include roads. And under it, we have Kumasi Techiman Road, George Bush Motorway, and many others. And rivers too, we have Ofen River, Volta River, River Cobra, etc. 3. Names of institutions and many more. But learners, please take note of this, that in proper nouns, it begins with a capital letter. As the lesson continues, we move to another kind of nouns, which is abstract noun. It refers to abstract objects, ideas, and concepts. Examples include happiness, air, sorrow, etc. And another kind of nouns is collective nouns. Collective nouns refers to groups consisting of more than one individual or entity, even when they are affected with singular. For example, flocks, crowd, committee, team, staff, and many more. And learners, with this, you can put them in a sentence like a flock of sheep, a team of players, a staff of teachers. Another kind of nouns, we have compound nouns. A compound noun is formed when two or more words are combined to make a complete new word. This means that the meaning of the word must be significantly different than either of its parts individually. For example, foot plus ball. Foot is a word on its own, and a ball too is a word on its own. So combining these two words, we will get football, being an example of a compound noun. Example 2, we have father-in-law. Father plus in-law. And father is a word on its own. In is a word on its own. Law is a word on its own. So combining these three words will give us father-in-law with hyphens in them. Example 3, table plus tennis. Table plus tennis will give us table tennis. And under compound nouns, we have types. And there are three main types under compound nouns. 1. Those that are singular word. Compound nouns that are singular word. We have haircut, bedroom, etc. 2. Compound nouns that are separated. Examples are Cape Coast, etc. 3. Compound nouns that are hyphenated. And examples are mother-in-law, father-in-law, and many others. Class, today our lesson will also teach us that in any sentences we have to be able to identify the nouns in the sentence. In any sentence, you have to identify the nouns in the sentence. And with this, how nouns can be identified in a sentence. 1. Nouns are usually preceded by an article, and the articles are a, an, and they, or a determiner, and it may be a little, a few, any, much, enough, none, etc. And examples under this. Example 1. The man gave the book to the lady. The man gave the book to the lady. Example 2. Few students were at the lecture hall. Few students were at the lecture hall. And looking at these examples, then example 1, the nouns man, book, and lady are preceded by the article they. And example 2, the student in the example is preceded by the determiner few, and the lecture 2 is preceded by the article they. We move on to the summary of classification of nouns. The summary of classification of nouns. Classification of nouns with examples. Count nouns. We have party, parties. Non-count nouns. We have bitterness. Singular nouns. We have sun, moon. Plural nouns. We have scissors, people. Collective nouns. We have public, staff. Abstract noun. We have happiness, anger. And also another interesting topic under nouns are the function of nouns in a sentence. The functions of nouns in a sentence. A noun can be functioned as a subject. A noun functions as a subject when it precedes the verb in the sentence. Examples: the man cheated the children. The man cheated the children. The man in example 1 is functioning as the subject in the sentence. Example 2. The lady studies literature. The lady is a noun, and it is functioning in this sentence as the subject. We move on to the next one. A noun can be functioned as an object. A noun functions as an object when it comes immediately after an action verb. When it comes immediately after an action verb. And we give example like the man insulted the boy. The man insulted the boy. 2. The teacher taught the student, and the student at the end of the sentence is functioning as the object. Learners, please, this is the end of our lesson, and I hope that you learn more and more of it. Thank you.